Yanki and the Brit, the RTM Radio Network, Random Man and Donna over here on a country Saturday night. Van, already started off stupid. Matt, shut up over there. Matt Vanfossen, got him on the phone a little early here. We're going to take advantage of that time and get him on here. Matt, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Obviously not too good.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So how are you? Everything going good up there where you are?
Everything's great. We just had shows with my band on Friday and Saturday, it's only Saturday now. Thursday and Friday, and today I performed a wedding. I married two dear friends of mine, got ordained just to do that, so that was a first for me. So it's been a cool weekend.
That'll probably come back to haunt you someday, won't it?
Well, if it doesn't work out,
Do you do divorces too, or just weddings?
Just weddings. I mean, they have been to, and it might be a little off topic. They've been together for about 10 years. We worked together actually when they both met, and they've been together all this time. And Jamie, is fighting colon cancer, and she's only 29, and the story is so inspirational, and her now husband John has just been incredible. It's a one to write a song about for sure. So I was so honored to become ordained, just to be a part of their day like that. It was incredible.
Yeah, that's great. No, there's no getting off topic here. Whatever we're on, that's what we talk about. Don't worry about that. So now you mentioned a band. Is this your very own, or do you have outsiders come in and play with you?
Yeah, I have my own band. We have never ever named them there. It's just when we go and perform places where it's billed as Matt Vanfossen, but I keep telling them to come up with a name. They haven't really done that yet. I have a crazy fun group of people that I work with. My drummer, his name is Bruce, and he has following of people that come to watch him simply based on the faces he makes while he's drumming. And so his nickname is Cooter, and then we got Razor on the guitar, and they all have all these lovely nicknames for themselves. Then I have a retired doctor. His name is Jerry, and we call him Doc, but that's not too cool. And then the bass guitar player's name's Jeff, but we call him Old Hippie. So
ain't nothing wrong with that.
It's kind of Jake is 25. I'm 32, and the rest of them are retired. So it's a cool mix of people. We jokingly said something about calling it Matt Vanfossen Razor and the Retirees or something like that. But sometimes, I mean, first of all, they are impeccable musicians, but sometimes they act younger than I do because, after we get done with the show, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go collapse, and they want to go party. So.
I always thought Doc was a pretty cool name.
Doc is a pretty cool name. He is the newest addition to our band, and he definitely fits the bill. It just kind of rounded everything out. The sound live has just become even better with him. So it's fantastic to get to travel and spend time with them. We have an incredible helper. I call him the helper. So, friend Jesse, who's been working and helping manage me and trying to conform me to a brand, make me do all the things that I don't want to do because you have to have a look and you have to decide what color is important, all of the major things. And so he's been helping us with forming a brand and being more business-like and getting us shows. We're headlining a festival in Kentucky next weekend called the Sorghum Festival. So we're traveling all over the place. So we're pretty excited to be playing music and to be getting out there with our new song and the new album that's coming up. It's just a fantastic time right now for sure.
That all sounds pretty cool. It's a shame you got to go business like that'll take all the fun out of it. Straight up 8 o'clock here with the Yanki and the Brit. Go ahead, Matt.
I just mean all of the things that you have to do to become more respected in the genre. You can't just always go out in a t-shirt and a cutoff shirt. You gotta sometimes look like a country star.
Who said? I'm not against taking a little redneck with me everywhere I go.
But unfortunately, my arms don't pull off the cutoff thing. They're not as muscular as they should be. So I got to work on that.
What kind of doctor is Doc?
He was a general practitioner.
Oh, all right. Nothing I can pick on there then.
Nah, probably not. But if you need a prescription, I think he still can do that.
Well, I was just thinking, it's a good thing he's not a gynecologist.
Well, yeah, no, he wasn't one of those, but he was talking about one, and he said that sometimes, that's the hardest job of all. So.
We could have thought of a really good name for your band if you had a gynecologist as a doc.
Just don't even go there. Just be quiet.
I'm sure that you could. And I love your accent, by the way.
Thank you.
What's this new album you're talking about? What's it called?
Well, I actually haven't publicly announced what it's going to be called.
Well, I'm afraid you have.
Now's the time.
I am now. Yeah, like I said, I talked about the title track, or the title of the first song from it is Where You're Gonna Run To Now. The album I'm going to be naming after where I was born, which was Wheeling, West Virginia. I'm going to call it one of the first lines in Where You're Gonna Run To Now. Talk about sun coming up West Virginia Highway, and I think it's important to always pay homage to where you came from and what shaped you. And in Wheeling, West Virginia, not only did we grow up having the Jamboree USA, which was one of the longest-running Jamboree Opry type shows in the country here, but we also have Jamboree in the Hills that I've been fortunate enough to play at twice, and so I've decided to name the album Wheeling, West Virginia, 1984, since that was the year and city in which I was born. I'm going to go and get to take some really cool pictures for the album at the Capitol Theater, which was the home of the Wheeling Jamboree, and really just pay homage to where I'm from, because this will be my first full-length album, and I'll be pushing it nationwide. So I want people to be able to know who Matt Vanfossen is and what inspires him and where he came from. So I'm pretty excited about the opportunity to get to partner with them on that.
Very good.
Do you write your own music? Write your own songs, lyrics.
I do write. The single that is out right now is not written by me. It's written by a very good friend of mine, a country artist as well, Sheree Austin, who is Australian, and she also has a very lovely accent. And when I'm around her for a long period of time, I tend to try to mimic it, but I fail.
You should hear my husband doing the British accent.
Oh, I would love to hear that. I would love
It's like, oh my golly.
He doesn't he?
I actually just changed my iPhone today to be a British male Siri, so that I can be told directions by a British guy instead of somebody speaking just regular English. So.
Jolly good then.
I want that.
Please turn right at the next light, please.
That's just preposterous. You can't turn right at the next light.
I might get lost, but you never know. It would be cool just to listen to it.
If you turn right at the next light, you might get lost, indubitably. Oh, my. Anyways, there's a couple people in the chat have said hello so far, if you want to give a quick hello to everyone.
Hello, everybody listening out there.
Yeah, there's Dave Summers. I think he was trying to get you on a cruise once, and there's Christine Math Almighty Lewis, as we call her. These guys say they know you.
Christine says, hi, Matt, long time no chat. I guess she's chatted with you, and she hooked you up with us, I believe, right? Wasn't it Christine that did that?
No, that was Kelly.
Oh, all right. So
Kelly, yes.
Yes, the lovely Kelly.
Yeah, she's a great lady, too.
Yes. And Rod Pegg, he's been listening to your songs this week, and he said that Time Isn't What It Used to Be is one of your songs that he likes. He's on the Facebook.
Well, tell him thank you very much. Time Ain't What It Used to Be is very special to me. It was also written by Sheree Austin. That was the first single that I ever put out when I very first got started at the end of 2009, and I got to hear that song on WWK in Wheeling, West Virginia on the radio, scream and cry with my mother And then a couple of months later, she called me. She was crying, and I was like, what the heck's going on? And she said, I heard your song on the radio for like the 100th time, but this time they started talking about you afterwards, and I realized that was my kid. And she had to pull over because she was bawling. And that was a cool moment. But about a month after that, I got a call that she had passed out at work on St. Patrick's Day 2010, and she had a massive stroke while she was at work. She was only 50, and I heard that song on the radio right before I got to the hospital to say goodbye to her. She was on life support.
Oh, no.
I feel like that song will always hold a very special place in my heart because that song is my mom. My mom. It's been 6 years this year that she passed away, but when I heard that song on the radio, when I turned the phone back up, or the radio back up after I got off the phone, I realized that she was just trying to tell me, don't quit, because you're going to want to quit. You're going to get here, you're going to get to the hospital, you're going to see me, and you're going to want to quit. But look what you've done. Look what you've started. Look what we've started. Like, there's work to be done. And there's been some hard times, some struggle since I've lost her with finding it in me to go forward. But at the end of the day, specifically now, we have just gotten so much going on and been so grateful to the people. We did a Kickstarter in May, and within 30 days, we actually raised $22,000 for me to do my first full-length album. Like, people are really so great to me, and wow. I'm so thankful for it. And so that's what we're getting into, to do this album for the people, because, you know, sometimes you need a sign, like, am I supposed to do this? And I put that to God. Am I supposed to do this? Is this what I'm supposed to do? And did this Kickstarter, and it has, kind of exceeded my expectations, and it's just been fantastic to see people so not only giving, but so complimentary of what I do and what I try to convey with my music. So I'm very, very fortunate to have such a great group of friends, fans, and family. So
yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, just follow the course, man. You'll be fine, no doubt.
So tell us about this new single of yours. We saw.
Well, first, let me ask.
The live video.
That's something I wanted to ask him first. Who did you have? Who were some of your influences when you were young, and how did you even get started singing?
That's actually a very good question. I am a redhead, of course. So when I was 4 years old, my great grandma Stella was very well-versed in Grand Ole Opry hee-haw lifestyle, and so she would babysit us on the weekends sometimes. And there was this woman in 1988 that came on the Grand Ole Opry, and it was Miss Reba McEntire. And I told my grandma Stella at that point, I'd say, I want to be like her when I grow up. And that never stopped. It was just... I got a Play School tape player with a microphone the next year for Christmas, and some Reba tapes. My very first Reba tape was Sweet 16 in 1989, her album with Walk On and Kathy Slam and all that stuff. And it just started there. And to this day, in 2016, I'm 32. The woman has never disappointed me. She has always been classy. She has brought so much to country music. She's done everything from the singing to acting to being in movies to having clothing lines and furniture lines. And she is such an inspiration to people because she's an example of what you should do and how you should be, and you should always be kind to people and help when you can. She's not my only influence, but I would say she's my biggest. Her, Vince Gill, Garth Brooks. The 90s in general of country music is the best decade, in my opinion, of course, besides the great, of country music. It was every song, most of the time it had a purpose. It had a story. It related to your life, and not just a way of drinking, like that you have to have, every song has to be about drinking or being at the bar or something. You think about the 90s and the caliber of music and the artists that, came up there during that time, Tim McGraw, Faith Hill, Martina McBride, all of these people. I mean, they had some songs that were incredible, and it was about real life. And for me, that's what I still want to convey musically. Sometimes a lot when you get to listen to country radio, the mainstream country radio anyways. A lot of it is just kind of like Kenny Chesney says in one of his latest singles, noise. It's just, it's about drinking all the time, or it's about, and what happened to, love, or what happened to loss of love, what happened to, the quintessential, breakup song, or something about cheating. Like, all of these things have just gone to the wayside to talk about what is cool, now. And where you're going to run to now, my new single is all about a person specifically that I had in my life that I thought was my friend. I thought was somebody that was supporting me as an artist and as a friend. And every time things would get difficult, and we would fight, maybe because I didn't quite agree with his opinion on things, it would be like, I quit, I'm done, you can do this without me, blah, 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 blah. And after a while, it just gets old. You can't live that every day. And if it's so easy to not fight for something, if you really believe in something, if you believe in a friendship or a relationship, you want to fight for it. You want to fight to keep it. And some people are just not that way. They just want to run from confrontation. They want to run from being passionate about anything in life. And where are you going to run to now? For me, it's really an autobiographical song, even though it was written by Sri Austin. We had gotten to talk about what I was going through in life. When I was thankful enough to get her to come play, I throw an event every year named Dot Fest. My mom's name was Dot. Every year to raise awareness for National Stroke Association in her honor, and so we got to have Sri Austin come this year, and she sent me this song, and it just stuck with me, and now we're getting ready to shoot a music video for it, and with the video, we're going to be tackling some very sensitive subjects that are near and dear, I think, to the country, because right now there's a lot of things going on in this country that people just want to run from. They want to escape. So I'm excited to get to do my first full-length music video and get this song out there nationwide. I believe in it so much. I feel like it's the best thing that I've ever done, and I'm really very proud of it. And we've been getting such great response from people about it, so I'm very thankful for the opportunity to have had it played with you all as well. So thank you for that.
Well, it's more than glad to have you here. You're a great guy. That's a great song, too. That, and I wanted to ask you about Boom. That's another song. I like that one a lot, too. What is the story with that?
Boom.
Oh, Boom. Boom. It was a fun song written by a great guy, Jason Vanover, that just got signed to write for Jason Aldean's record label, Broken Bow. He lived in Pennsylvania at the time, and I heard the song, and the chorus was just infectious, and I knew it was something that people would enjoy. I had the most, up until this point in my life, when we put out Boom, we had incredible success with that song regionally. It won the top smackdown on radio stations in Morgantown, West Virginia for 4 nights in a row. We beat national artists Dolly Parton, Colt Ford, Jana Kramer because of fan voting, and I don't even have any family or friends in that area. It was all on its own, and it's one of the most requested songs at my shows too. It is a typical love story about getting a little drunk in a bar and then seeing some girl that you want to set your sights on, and it's just a fun one to do.
Joe from the Hillbilly Express, we carry his show here on Wednesday. He wants to know, he said he's got to know, West Virginia U or Marshall? Which one, Matt?
Oh, well, WVU all the way.
There you go, Joe. Sorry it took so long to get your question to him. And Christine said that she loves redheads, so I guess as a ginger, you win that round.
Well, thank you, Christine. I appreciate that. The ginger is very appreciative.
And hello to Gigi.
Yes, hi, Gigi.
Let's see, where'd we leave off at? You had a question. I didn't mean to cut
I was
you off,
asking about his new single, but he's told us about it.
Okay, so that's taken care of.
Randy always has questions. The question on the top of his lips is, what truck do you drive?
Yeah, these are
drive?
important things to me. You got a 4-wheel drive
What?
truck?
You know what? I don't, and I am almost embarrassed to say that, but being that I literally just quit my full-time day job to do music and travel. The most economic thing was to have a car that gets about 550 miles to a tank of gas. So,
I see a lot of traveling in your future.
There is a lot. Well, I haven't even had my vehicle a year, and it's almost 30,000 miles. So if that says anything.
Wow. Yeah, I always tell people, when we interview somebody or talk to somebody on the show, I don't care about romance, divorce. I don't care about all that gossip stuff. You can go find that in a magazine somewhere. I want to know the real things, You got any hobbies? Do you do anything, woodwork or painting or anything like that?
I do have a hobby. If I were to have a 4-wheel drive, it would probably be a Dodge Ram. So if you hate me for that, I apologize.
No, I do.
I figured. I just always have had an affectionate love of the look of a Dodge Ram, but I've heard that they're crap. So forgive me, Dodge, for saying that.
Yeah.
Hobby. There was a restaurant, and I'm not sure that you would be familiar with it over your way, but we had a restaurant here called LB's Big Boy, and they went out of business in our area in October of 2000. And there are Big Boys nationally, and then there's Trish's Big Boys, and on the West Coast they have Bob's Big Boy. But all of the ones in our area closed, and my hobby is I collect stuff from LB's Big Boy. I had a replica. I had a set of 2 booths from one of their restaurants that we had gotten at auction, and I have a replica of the restaurant in my house with menus, glasses, ashtrays, you name it, I probably have it.
Have you got a Big Boy statue?
I don't have a Big Boy statue. I do know where to get one, but I was waiting until, because we're in the process of looking into buying a house, so I was waiting to get one and have a permanent place for him to be.
You can't mount it on the top of your car while you travel?
No, God, no.
You're no fun, are you?
Right. If you follow me on Facebook, I actually have fans that will come to shows and bring me Big Boy stuff. Like I've gotten certain toys, or they bring me banks, because one of the big things they had in their gift shops was banks, replica of the Big Boy, but you can put money in, all this stuff. So yeah, it's it's interesting. And it's super cool that people pay that much attention to what you care about, that they want to bring you something. And I always remember that, because I just feel like it's such a cool.
I think it's pretty cool. We had a couple Big Boys up in northern Ohio when I was a kid, man. I love those places.
Well, exactly. That's right. You did live in Ohio, so you would know.
Oh, yeah. I love Big Boys. They're great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Big Boys, Howard Johnson's, all those old places like that were really cool.
Oh, yeah. And they still have some up in northern Ohio. So when I play up there, I make sure that I stay around one so I can eat at it.
Are they still as good?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Fantastic.
I can't imagine the Big Boy burger, being as good as it ever was.
We know what? Some things, thank the Lord, don't change.
Yeah, well, that's few and far between anymore, that's for sure.
That is, absolutely. But I think as a company, just knowing, because I've gotten in a little bit with the company because of my, obsession. Because we've been in talks with Big Boy about it's kind of like a sponsorship deal, and they are incredibly dedicated to being authentic to how they started.
That sounds like that would be a cool place to do a video, inside and outside of a Big Boy. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah, it would be super awesome. Unfortunately, just around home, where we're going to be shooting the video, there aren't any open for like 140 miles or something like that. So, but it's definitely something I'd like to do in the future, for sure.
Yeah, that sounds cool. So what's the gigs lined up? What do you got going on in the future?
Well, next weekend we're going to be in West Liberty, Kentucky. East Liberty? West Liberty, Kentucky, playing the Sorghum Festival. And then we are doing a private event in Zanesville, Ohio. And the following Friday on the 30th, we're going to be in Lexington, Kentucky, playing at District Tap. And then I am going to San Francisco the first week of October for the first time. So I'm going to get to be a tourist for once.
Wow.
That ought to be pretty slick.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I've always wanted to see the Golden Gate Bridge, so I think it'll be cool.
Have you been to Nashville at all yet?
I have been in Nashville. I used to go there on an almost regular basis. I have not been there this year, and I'm kind of slacking at that, but this year's kind of been a year of transition, as I was kind of saying when I was talking about where you're going to rent to now, that friend of mine, that is now not a friend of mine, just a lot of life changes that I needed to make. You know, you talk about things that affect you, and being around negative energy or negative people can really drain the life out of you. And thankfully, I had some good people that kind of made me realize what I was living in and that I needed to get out of it. And I made these positive changes in my life. And everybody's better off for it because, you know, everybody gets along. Nobody's, you know, having any fights or drama at shows, and everything's just been fantastic. So, trying to catch up on life now that I've let all of that control me for maybe a little bit too long. So, hopefully get back there by the end of the year, though.
Where do you record at? Do you have a studio?
I record in Steubenville, Ohio, with a man named Mike Oska. He actually plays with a band out of Pittsburgh called The Stickers. They've had some great success here recently, and Mike does phenomenal work. Not only is he an amazing guitar player, but he's an incredible producer, and he really tries to harvest you as an artist and help you understand what goes into songs, and helps you help him guide your vision, and gets to the point where now when we go in the studio, we recorded the last album with him with Boom and Close to Fitting It and kind of what it used to be. But going in with Where You're Gonna Run To Now, I went in and told him what I wanted and how I wanted to see it, and I couldn't have asked for a better product. We did that song in one take, like me singing it. Like I went in, and it's kind of convenient when you go into the recording studio and then you're singing a song like that, and then somebody like makes you mad right before you go into the recording studio. So your dander's up, and you can just nail it the first time.
Well, the sound is phenomenal. It sounds great. I just love the sound of it.
He's fantastic. And what the cool thing too that we're going to do with this album, I'm a weirdo when it comes to music. Do you remember Jeff Andrews?
Doesn't sound familiar at the moment.
Okay. Well, she had a #1 song called Who I Am on the country chart back in 2002, I believe. And she had a song on her next album after that called There's More to Me Than You, and it was released as an up-tempo single, but on her album there was also a piano version, which was a slow version, and it conveyed two very different emotions. You know, one's being, you know, pissed off and like there's more to me than you, and then the other one's being sad and it's like I'm moving on with my life because there's more to me than you kind of thing. And so the cool thing we're going to get to do with Where You're Going to Run To Now is I'm going to do an acoustic version that's going to be like kind of like swanky with maracas and stuff like that, and just put a different feel to it as well. It'll be kind of like an extra bonus. So I'm kind of excited to do that because I've always been one of those people that looks to hear like the acoustic version of something versus maybe the full band version, and so I'm kind of excited to get to do that myself for the first time.
Well, I certainly enjoyed your live version of Where You're Going to Run To Now. You know, was you in a bar or something?
We were playing on the 4th of July at a bar in Ohio. Of course, the Buckeye banner behind us. That's my guitar player, Razor, Jake, with me. There's something about that song. It just evokes such passion and power coming out of me, and it's so cool to see. This is the first time in my career, besides Boom, to really have people going out with people that I don't even know. I played somewhere the night before for the 4th of July fireworks in Ohio at Tappan Lake, and there was thousands of people there, and I could hear hundreds of people singing Where You're Going to Run To Now back to me because they had been playing it on the local radio station for a little bit already at that point, and it was incredible.
Yeah, how cool is that? That must give you chills.
It definitely does. You never know how people are going to react to things, and my Wheeling Station got on to this song so quickly, and I was so thankful for it. And things kind of, snowballed this summer, and that's why, unfortunately, we haven't been able to take it nationwide until this fall is when we're doing it. But, to have your hometown station playing it so much that people are getting to hear it, and they're sending you. I get videos. People have sent me videos of them singing along to the radio. I don't know them, other than they have come to a show or sending pictures of it on their screen, on their radio. And what an incredible feeling to know that something that you've done is touching someone. And I feel like at the end of the day, that's one of the most important things for me as an artist, is to know that my music is making an impact on people, whether it is good, they're having a good day, a bad day, a mediocre day, whatever kind of day they're having. If my song can facilitate them figuring their life out, or, realizing that maybe a situation is bad for them, or whatever the case may be, that's always going to be the ultimate compliment for me, for sure.
Phyllis Whitney in the chat has a question for you. She wants to know...
was Matt at the Country 500 Memorial Day at the weekend?
No.
No.
Well, there you go, Phyllis.
No.
I don't even know what the Country 500 Memorial Day weekend is, or was, or where it is, for that matter.
I don't know either, but if she wants to let us know, I'd love to know about it.
There you go. Phyllis, let him know. You can find him on YouTube, too. What's your address or whatever for YouTube? How do we find you there?
Oh, gosh. Actually haven't figured out how to personalize my link. So if you go to mattvanfossen.com, there's a link to all of my social media, including YouTube. It has Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube on there as well. So if you just go to my website, it has some videos on it, and then you can branch off into the different facets of Matt Vanfossen on social media, because Instagram always gets extra special things that the other ones don't.
Well, I just put your name in YouTube, and it pops right up there, so there's quite a few videos from you there.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I said YouTube. I meant to ask you how to find you on Facebook is what I was trying to say.
Oh, that's okay. I mean, I am trying to figure that out. I keep trying to see if there's a way to personalize it for like a Matt Vanfossen music or whatever, but on YouTube. So that's something I'm trying to work on, so that everything.
If you pop me a message on Facebook, or I'll send you a message later, I know how to do it. I had to mess around.
Awesome. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, leave it to the Brit. There's not too much she doesn't know about Facebook. Good God.
YouTube. We're on YouTube.
YouTube, right?
That's right, Mike. Yeah, she'll fix you up. So what's the future plans? Got any? Have you thought real far ahead as to where you want to be and what you want to do in the future, or are you just going to jam along and see where it goes?
Well, like I said, I did just quit my day job to try to pursue this full time. So my goals right now, short term, are to finish my debut full length album, get my music video done, and then start a radio tour to promote Where You're Going to Run To Now nationally. And then next year, me and the guys would like to see the United States. I mean, that's the goal. You don't want to miss anything. I feel like there's so many different areas in this country that love country music, and I want to touch all four corners of the United States if I can. I just think it would be so cool just to spread the word and get to perform in front of different states and cities and just live this as my job, because it's always been what I wanted to do, but you always have that fear in the back of your mind that you might not be able to do it or whatever. And thankfully, I'm in a position now where I can work on making it happen. And so that's my short-term goal. My long-term goal is to have a top 40 single, and then play at the Grand Ole Opry.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Well, when you come to Texas, don't forget about us. You can come over here and jam.
Oh, well, I won't.
We'll have you come over here and let you play live, and we'll rib you a little bit.
Yeah, you could play live in our house, and you could cook us some dinner as well. That'd be really cool. Thank you.
Hey, well, we'll fly in some freeze-dried Big Boy.
Yes,
Burger.
I'm all about it. Bring it.
These better be good burgers, because I'm all burgered out in Texas.
Oh, really? Is it that burgery there?
Yeah, it's really burgery.
There's a burger shop on every corner around the Metroplex, and that's about, what is that, 100 and 200 and 300 some square miles? There's a burger everywhere.
Oh, wow.
We need some real burgers. You been to Texas at all?
I've never been to Texas. No, the closest I've been, I auditioned for The Voice in Oklahoma City in 2015, and I was going to drive to Texas just to say that I've been on the Texas soil, but instead I went to Chalky, Oklahoma to see where Reba was born.
Well, come on down to the Big D, man. It's quite a place. I'll give you that much.
Okay. Well, I'll definitely add that to my travel plan.
Another place you ought to end up, too. I can't imagine why you wouldn't, is on Austin City Limits. What a great show. You'd fit right in there.
Oh, yeah, that's a phenomenal show.
Oh, yeah. You'd love that. That'd be great to see you on there.
Forever. Yeah, absolutely. I remember that show sticks out to me specifically, and then they used to, I don't know if they do it anymore, but they used to have a show on radio stations called The Road, and they would kind of like go and check out a couple of different country artists every week at their shows and, let you hear some of them live. I don't know if they do that anymore, but that used to be something I listened to all the time growing up.
I don't know. Never heard of it, but I'll look it up and see what I can find. That's kind of interesting. Well, I guess...
remember listening to...
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said I remember listening to Reba on it, so, of course, it stuck out to me.
Well, I'll tell you what. Me and my best friend, before he passed away, we were hooked on Reba, boy. She was just the hottest thing to come along with all that red hair, that pretty face, and that voice. Man, we just... Whoo! Reba!
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can't deny any of that, And I just think that her songs will forever be the landscape of country music. You just can't deny that. Like, her song is their life out there. I mean, thousands of women went back to school and got their GEDs or went to college because of that song, because of the music video, and the image that she portrayed in people's heads that, it's not too late for you to live your life too, just because, you felt like you couldn't at one point in time. Go get that degree, go do these things. And just that being one of the songs that, that she has put out there in this world. I mean, I think that she has given so much to the world and country music as well. I just think it's so cool to see. And it's rare, I will admit, it's rare when people ask about what my favorite, my idol is. But it's the same token saying that it's Reba, versus, one of the incredible, men of country music. But it is what it is. You know what inspires you as a child, and to be 32 and still have that same awestruck feeling about her and what she puts out into the world. I think she's one of the rare ones.
Oh, yeah, we're all inspired by somebody.
Do you have a musical family?
No. Actually, I do not. My grandma would kill me for saying this, but I'm pretty positive, and I'm not saying this to be rude or hateful to my family, but everyone in my family, including my grandma, is tone deaf, besides me. My brother can play guitar very well. He used to play guitar and sing. And I remember my mom growing up listening to him, and she would always have that smile on her face, even though, cats make less noise when they get their tail shut in the door. Like,
well, you know what I say. It's so long as you're enjoying yourself, it doesn't matter how you sound.
Exactly.
Unless you're doing it professionally, of course. But yeah, so long as you're having a good time, dance like you're naked, and
nobody's looking.
Sing like you got no neighbors.
Well, and when he comes to visit, he'll still get out one of my guitars and play and stuff. And I mean, it's cool to have that. I mean, I only have one brother. He's 2 years younger than me. His name is Sean, and I always joke because he's got a really thin build, and I have a football player build, and I'm chubby, and I'm like, how are we related? We look nothing alike. You're you're anorexic. But I said to him the one day he was being funny, and he made some comment about being chubby, and I said, well, I'd rather be chubby than not be able to sing.
There you go.
He was like, oh.
In your pictures, you look like a pretty big guy. Are you tall or?
I'm 6 foot. I'm not huge or anything, but 6 foot tall, and got that whole pizza complex.
Never heard it called that, but I get it.
Does your brother got ginger hair too?
No, he has sandy brown hair.
So you must be part Irish.
No, I'm German and English, oddly enough.
Really? Having all that red hair? Ain't that something?
Yeah, my dad's brother has red hair, and so I always make the joke that my mom slept with the wrong brother.
Could That'd explain why you and your brother are so different, but probably not my place to say.
It could, but no, I could see my dad in me. Fortunately, when I get mad, I can see his face, so I know that he's responsible for my creation as well. But yeah, it's interesting to come from a family that nobody else does anything musically. Probably why I stuck with Reba so much, because she was so readily available to watch and learn from. Because people will ask, well, did you take vocal lessons? Well, no, I went to the school of Reba.
Maybe you just felt it like a bit of a ginger connection.
Oh, there was certainly a ginger connection. I actually, as a child, this will be an interesting story, but she, during 93 through 95, she was a spokesperson for Fritos, the corn chips.
Yeah.
And there was a life-size cardboard stand-up at the grocery store of her in a yellow leather jacket and jeans with the back end of a teal Ford F-150 with a bag of Fritos. And so I asked the manager at the ripe old age of 10 if I could have this cardboard cutout. And he said yes. So I had that in my room, and then they came out with a newer cardboard cutout where she was wearing one of her tour outfits and holding the Fritos Texas Grill chips that she was a spokesperson for, and I wanted that one, and he said, well, no, we gave you the last one, so we're going to give this one to somebody else, which I apparently didn't like that answer at the age of 11, so I called Frito-Lay Corporate, and Frito-Lay Corporate sent me a crate of 5 of that life-size stand-up and 2 small ones for my desk. So I had a whole entire room of Reba McEntire.
All you got to do is complain a little bit.
Yeah, so I complained at 11. My mom, to the day she died, was like, I have no idea, because it was like 1995. I have no idea how you found the number to Frito-Lay Corporate to call, but I do recall paying that bill on the long-distance bill, or telephone bill.
That's
She
great.
said, you called a couple of times. And I said, well, I had to make sure they shipped it to the right address.
So have you actually met Reba at all yet?
I've never met Reba, ever. It's funny because one of the other things that I used to do is record myself on that Play School tape player, singing her songs, and I would send it to her fan club in hopes that Reba would listen to it, but all I ever got was an autographed 8x10 back.
That's a start.
So no, I have not met her yet, but that is a dream of mine, is to at least meet her, if not, sing something with her.
Have you, what was I going to ask you? Have you sung any of her songs now that you're, singing more professional?
Well, yeah, actually I have. That's funny that you asked that. I noticed a couple months ago I saw a video on YouTube of Sam Hunt singing Fancy, and I thought, well, if Sam Hunt can do it, I can, because I'm sure he probably didn't really grow up listening to Reba McEntire. So I have an interestingly large female fan base, and I've had a lot of girls ask me to sing that song. So actually last night in Wheeling, West Virginia, I sang Fancy. Of course, I don't wear a red dress or any of that fun stuff, but I sing the song. It's one of the things that's funny when people think of Reba. That's the first song a lot of them think of, and so when somebody asks, I try to do it. I've spent a little bit of time trying to figure out like a really good song of hers to do, and it's so hard to pick. But if somebody throws something out there and I can do it, I've done that. I've done The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia. My favorite, one of my favorites was They Asked About You. That was off her Greatest Hits album. Why Haven't I Heard From You? All that fun stuff like that. But yeah, I do tend to try to do it if I can. But
Okay. I'm dying to know. How did it go?
Oh, how did it go? Oh
no. Yeah, how did it go at the show? Did they like it when you sang that song?
Oh yeah, they liked it. I mean, I make a joke about the parts where I would be like putting on, lipstick and crap. Like I make a joke about it while I'm singing it. But yeah, so it's cool to do it because exactly. Yeah, I mean, I should start wearing. Reba has a lipstick line now, so maybe I should be looking into that. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't feel bad about wearing lippy because Donna and I did a video for a song we did, and I put her lipstick on, so I look pretty cute in it.
I bet you did. It was probably very precious, wasn't it?
He never gave it me back, though.
Oh, we never gave it back. Well, you might be concerned about that.
Very.
Hey, before we let you go, how about answering a few questions?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, what's your favorite word?
Oh, God. Well, I'm supposed to answer this without thinking, huh?
Right off the top of your head.
Oh, geez.
We did say off the top of your head.
Christian.
What's your least favorite word?
Trump. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't know what my least favorite word is. We were always taught to never say the R word.
The R word?
R word?
Reba?
In reference to a mentally challenged person.
Oh, it's okay to say it here. You're talking about retarded.
Yeah, we don't say that. So that would be my least favorite word.
Okay, what turns you on?
Bit of a personal question.
A nice big butt.
What turns you off?
He likes big butts and he cannot lie.
Well, it'd be the exact opposite. If you don't have a butt, like I'm not. What if they wouldn't say that's on my anaconda? Don't want now unless you got butt.
You would be totally in love with me. Mine's like a mantelpiece. You could stand your carriage clock on it.
Oh, great! Well, my best friend Josie, I could take a lunch tray and eat it off her butt. So that's how I roll.
Okay. What sound do you love?
Oh, the Keurig when it's putting out the coffee.
Oh, baby.
What sound do you hate?
Pencil sharpener.
What's your favorite curse word?
Well, fuck. My grandma, at 32, still, if I say it in her presence, she actually, at a show the year before last, flipped me over her knee and beat my butt in front of people because I said the F word in her presence. But unfortunately, it's my favorite.
Oh, I like grandma.
All right. What profession other than yours would you like to attempt?
I would love to open up my own big boy restaurant franchise.
What profession would you not like to do?
Gynecologist.
And here's probably the hardest question of all. It's the last one, then we'll let you go. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the gates?
Hello?
Oh, sorry.
I can answer for you. We don't accept redheads.
Right, now, probably I would want him to say, welcome home, here's your mom.
Oh, that's beautiful. Well said. Well, that's it. We won't hang you out here anymore. We'll let you go back to the life you were living and enjoy yourself. Don't forget who we are, and when you come to Texas, make sure you come over and see us.
I don't think I could forget this interview anytime soon, so I appreciate
it. We've got a couple of your tunes we want to play here for everybody. Boom, and Where Are You Going to Run To Now? Of course, those are my two favorites. And we've got 3 or 4 of your others, and as long as you're all right with us playing them, we'll get it done.
I am over the moon about it. Thank you very much. And again, I'll be sure to send my fans and myself to listen in the future because the British accent is killer.
Hey.
I'm sorry that I disappointed on the Ram truck thing. What is your favorite truck before we go?
What is what?
What is your favorite
Your
truck?
favorite?
My favorite truck?
Yeah.
A 78 Ford 4-wheel drive short bed.
Okay. All right. That makes sense to me.
That's about as red as you can get, come on.
True. That is true.
I've been a Ford man forever. I've had Dodges and Chevys and all the other ones, and they're all good trucks, but I guess it's just because I've had Fords forever that I know them. You know, I can fix them. I love them. There's not too much I can't do to them. They've always held up. They've done the job I've asked them to do. What else can I say?
Absolutely. I can agree with that. My grandfather served in the military, and every single vehicle he had since he had one was a Chevy till the day he died. So I can understand being loyal to a brand if it has been good to you. So that's fantastic.
Yeah, if it doesn't let you down, how can you complain? It's like a good woman.
Exactly. Unless you steal her lipstick.
Well, You got to walk that line, you know.
I shall send you the video and you can decide on that one.
Please do. I'd love to see it.
Oh, brother, here we go. Well, thank you, Matt, very much for coming and spending some time with us, man. We sure do appreciate it.
Not a problem. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. It's been great.
You take care and good luck.
Thank you.
You bet. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yanki and the Brit, the RTM Radio Network. Let's check out a couple tunes from Matt Vanfossen right here on the RTM Radio Network, 8:52 on a country Saturday night. Where are you going to run to now? Mr. Matt Vanfossen. Some great music, man. You got to love it.
Sun coming up, West Virginia highway. Just couldn't sleep in the bed that you made.